So today we're starting a new segment called So Many Books, So Little Time. And it's a little description of what we're reading and books that we highly recommend. So today I want to talk about The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I absolutely love this book. It is a very inventive, different type of murder mystery. So in a typical murder mystery, you start out, you meet the characters, a crime happens, and then the detectives are trying to figure out who did it. In an inverted murder mystery, you go ahead and you know that a crime was committed, so you start out knowing that, and then it's kind of not the who done it, but the why done it. So you know the crime, you know the perpetrator, and the detectives are just, you see how they unravel the puzzle. Lucy Foley's books are different from both of those. You start out kind of setting the scene. She's very good at setting the scene, and something happens. But in this one, The Guest List, in the first chapter, all of our characters are attending a wedding. So you're at the scene of the wedding, and the lights go out, and then there's a scream. And that's how it starts. And then you jump back in time. So it starts off almost a little bit like an inverted, where you're kind of into the story already and it's bringing you the action, but you really don't know what's happening, like an inverted where you know what the crime is and then they're figuring out why it was done. Here, you know something happened, but you don't really know what happened. And then you start meeting the characters and you're trying to figure out, okay, obviously there's a murder, but which one? And so you start looking at who might be a victim. And then it jumps. Lucy Foley loves to jump back and forth between present and past. So the mystery gets unraveled almost from both ends. You're kind of working through what happened in the past and setting up the stage as you're also working through what's going on now until it meets in the middle at the end. Again, the way that she writes is really, really inventive. The plot is so well laid out. Her stories, she's very descriptive. It's just wonderful. And I know I spent a lot of time talking about how she unravels these books, but it's just absolutely amazing. I really haven't read anything like it. So a little bit about the story now. We have a group of friends. They've been friends since college. They go to a wedding of one of their friends is getting married. So there's some new people that are being introduced into the group. The wedding is taking place on a remote island off the coast of Ireland. So all of the friends head out there. So it's a very remote scene. You know all of the characters. You know everyone who is there. You're not going to have a murder mystery where somebody gets introduced that you don't know. You know our victim and our killer are all in the cast of characters. So this group gets together and they start you start to see some tension and you start to learn some of their secrets. And they have very interesting backstories that tie a lot of them together in ways that, slowly become apparent. And so you start really seeing that there could be many victims. And eventually, towards the end, you do find out who the victim is, but it's still the story, keeps going because there's linkages to characters that just you weren't aware of, and everybody. It's a small world. So I hope I've gotten you interested in this book. I absolutely loved it. Lucy Foley also wrote a book called The Hunting Lodge, which is it's similar in style, but The scene is different. So you have a group of friends who spend New Year's Eve at an isolated hunting cabin and they get snowed in. And again, you know right from page one that something bad happens, but you don't know what it is. And you spend the rest of the book, one, trying to uncover what happened, which Foley slowly builds and unravels for you, and then also figure out who done it. So it's a why done it and a who done it, and just her books are just so full of amazing characters and amazing plots. And I highly recommend The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and also her book The Hunting Lodge. The Guest List will be available at the Groninger Library this week. It's also available through Hoopla as well as the Guest List. So both of them are available through our e-resources. Contact the library if you would like to take out the Guest List, and let us know if you need a library account or if you have any questions or anything that we could help you with. We're open on Mondays and Wednesdays for appointments or to answer any questions. So have a wonderful day. Happy reading. And definitely pick up this book. It is well worth it.